Liz's explanation in the comments was, great lubricate just means reducing friction to help movement. Water does that.
So wetting the sand is a form of lubrication in this context, meaning the statement is true. It's about understanding the broader meaning of words, not just the most common one, and recognizing paraphrasing.
Absolutely. Then question 3 sledges dragged by animals, not humans. What did the text say?
It said manually, or sometimes by using beasts of burden. Manually means by hand, by humans.
So the statement directly contradicts the text.
Yeah.
Here, false.
Now, question 4, did the Romans learn techniques from the Egyptians? This feels like a classic not giving setup.
It is. The passage says Romans used similar techniques. Similar. It doesn't say where they learned them. Could have been Egyptians, could have been independent invention, could have been someone else. We don't know from the text.
So, not given. You can't assume the link just because the techniques were similar.
Precisely. Resist that urge to fill in the gaps yourself.
And question 6, about people believing magic might have been used. The passage says, nothing magical, as is commonly thought.
That phrase, as is commonly thought, is the key. It tells you that, yes, people do commonly think or believe it involved magic, even though the passage argues against it.
So the statement many people believe is actually true because the passage acknowledges that common belief. Wow, that's subtle.
It is. You have to read every part of the statement and the relevant text carefully.
Dealing with numbers, like in the spam examples and Liz's comments, seems like you need to look beyond just the digits.
Definitely. A statement might say spam increased considerably to reach 300 billion. But if the text just says more than 300 billion in 2013 with no earlier figure.
You can't confirm an increase. You only have one data point.
Exactly. So that would be not given. You need the comparison implied by increased.
Liz's comments online sound really helpful for clarifying these points.
Incredibly helpful. She constantly pushes learners to focus on meaning, not just matching words. She explains words like all or some, warns against overthinking, clarifies vocabulary like lubricate or different uses of may, stresses synonyms, paraphrasing, understanding comparison, all the things we've been talking about.
So the takeaway for TFNG is read the statement carefully first. Understand what true, false, and not given would mean for that specific statement. Then check the passage, focusing purely on the meaning provided.
That's the core of it. Deep understanding, not superficial matching.
Okay, so we know how these questions work. How does this all feed into the final score?
Well, the band score info is pretty clear. Your reading score comes directly from the number of correct answers out of the 40 questions. Simple as that.
And no penalty for wrong answers, as we said.
Correct. No penalty, just points for correct ones.
And it's worth remembering the scoring is different for general training compared to academic,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. The score tables converting correct answers to band scores